Dog's barking like crazy. Oh, it's not my dog. Guys, I fucked up here a bit. Anybody who's been watching all these videos, I had two of these Suzukis, and I swapped the foot pegs off of the other one. Supposedly they're both GKs, but the one had the straight foot pegs on it, and the other had these big cushy ones that were on the GK. I kind of like the big cushy ones. They're unusual, they're different, they're comfortable for driving on. So I swapped them real quickly before I sold the other bike. And yeah, one of my subscribers or Keith says, keep that other bike, you're gonna need more parts off it. And I sold it for, I think, a little less than what I paid for, maybe 300 bucks. And I screwed up. Pissed me off. There's a difference. I didn't know it, there's a difference. These are the GK pegs, but look, if I put it on like that, that's how it mounts. The GK mounts are horizontal. They go straight across. Just turn this thing like that. So I screwed up. I wanted to get all those put on today, but can't do that. And this is cast, you know, I can cut it and weld it. Looked on eBay, I found one on the left side. I emailed the guy to see if he has the right one. Maybe I can make him a deal for two of them. But that's gonna be like 40, probably for two of them, 40, 50 bucks out of my pocket. Stupid, just stupid mistake. Dummy, I could put the round ones back on. You can get them, they're a dime a dozen. I probably got some laying around in this garage somewhere. Yeah, so what else am I gonna do here today? I'm gonna do this rear brake. I've been putting it off for a couple months. I started this in, the Norton cover there. I'm just fed up with that. But let's blow this apart and see if I can save that O-ring in there. Seems to be working. Two pistons in here. Yeah, this is two pistons, so I gotta be careful. I gotta get. Well, let's take this apart first here. Take these pins out. Just little cotter pins in there. And these are going to go this way. If they go this way or the other way. They can go either way, I guess. Need a little skinnier punch. Come on. Skinnier punch or a nail. I have all the proper punches, but right now I can't find it. This garage is just a disaster. I guess these can go in from either direction. Cotter pin holds them. So I got to be kind of careful here. I want to get both these pistons out. They're seized. So if I blow the one out, I'll never get the other one out. So I want to blow one out part way and then blow the other one out part way. Get them freed up a little bit. See what happens there. So let me just see if I can get them moving first. Put those in there so it doesn't blow apart. See if they're going to move. That one's free. So that's good. Okay, so we know that one's gonna, we know this one's gonna move here. So I'm not too worried about that now. I wanna clamp this one and see if that one will blow out. Push it back in. I know it's free, so I know it's going to come out. Let's see if we can get this one to move here. Oh, that's going to be the hard one. I got to turn my compressor up. Moving. I've got gloves on, I got glasses on, because when these things go, they can really blow. Okay, I think I'm gonna take that off and see if I can get this one to come out a little bit at the same time. Oh, that one's out. What things? What? Never touched any lid. Lily's still... Okay, have to edit this video. There we go. Get this one back in. Doesn't look pitted. And I'll split this, and I should be able to pull that one out. Oh, I thought I cracked these things a long time ago. Okay. Should be able to feed some air into here. That one should pop out without killing somebody. Need a new piece of cardboard, need this cleaned up. It's just craziness. Just gonna leave that like that. I need to clean this up. Let me get this all cleaned up here. Okay, I gotta clean everything really good. Pop these seals out. I've got some seal kits here, but they're for the front brakes. I got two seals here. Might be the same size, but I think I can reuse these. We'll find out in a second. Yeah, I'll be able to clean these up pretty good. Thought I had that out. You can see all the, what happens is the old brake fluid crystallizes. You see these big chunks, and it pushes the seals out tighter. And in this groove, the groove in here gets all gummed up, so you need like a little right angle pick. And this is the main part, cleaning out that groove. You can just feel, I can just feel how rough it is in there. all the gum. I don't know if you can see from that angle, but like there's like black. You can see where it's real dark and black lines. That's where it's gummed up. I got to get that right down to the shiny aluminum. There's a little flat screwdriver works. This is the main part that you got to clean. This is where it seizes, right here. You can see all the dirt coming out of there. I'm gonna keep cleaning away. I got that groove cleaned out really good. Also, you want to get this groove on the outside cleaned out too. That's what holds the dust seal in. So now to clean this thing, because this has got like a varnish on it, and a little bit of brake cleaner on it. I just use my thumbnail all the way around. Most of that varnish is on the outside. Get that cleaned up. Now, these are in pretty good shape. I've seen some of these things where they're just caked on there and I've saved them. It's always good to replace them, but this is in pretty good shape. Okay, that's ready to go back in there. Just gonna use a little bit of brake fluid on that. Hands a little bit dirty. This is synthetic brake fluid I'm using here, .6. And clean that piston. Clean this out. This is for the dust seal as well too. I'm just going to wire wheel that off just a little bit. Trying to clean that up a little bit without the wire wheel touching the piston. This piston's in good shape. I've done some where they've been so pitted. This is actually in really good shape. Man, I just can't get going today. Like I think it's 7 o'clock at night now, 7:30. I tried to get out here today. I just couldn't. My body just said, no, I'm done. Feeling like crap again. I'm trying to get my diet figured out. Okay, let's put this one together. Put a little bit of this on here. A little bit in there. Should just pop in like nothing if it works good. Yeah, just like butter. Just like butter, that's how you want it. Yeah. Clean this dust seal. I got new dust seals here, but I think I'm gonna save these for the front brakes. The front brakes are single piston with one dust seal, so I'm thinking that's brake pads are like new. I just wonder if those pistons are bigger because this looks like this one here. Yeah, I don't know, maybe too small, eh? Yeah, maybe those are front. You don't want to leave that brake cleaner on rubber too long, it'll stretch the hell out of it, so you got to get it off right away. Around the outside. There's one side done. Okay, let's start on the next one. You can see all the powder flaking off in there. All the corrosion. Just keep going around and around. You can feel it when you got it all cleaned up. This one here had some varnishing right on the cylinder, not just in that groove, right on the cylinder, so I just took a razor blade and just kind of scraped it off a little bit, and then some Scotch-Brite, polished it up. And I'm not even putting the O-ring in there yet. I want to see if I got that all cleaned up, so just putting the piston in there, make sure it's not sticking anywhere. Works perfect. Okay, so that one's right. Just got to clean this O-ring up. I don't like to use too much of the stuff on there, and I wipe it off real quick. It can stretch the hell out of these things. Just use my thumbnail there to scrape off any varnish. You can see it's like white there. So this was the side with the piston stuck in it. Brake cleaner is a good cleaner too. You can just use the brake fluid on it. Brake cleaner, brake fluid, I mean. Use that as a cleaner too. Just run my thumbnail over that. Get that on inside that groove there. Perfect, just goes in like butter. That's what you want. Here's the little O-ring that seals the two halves together right here. Just want to clean out a little bit too. Would be nice to put a new one there, but I think that's going to be okay, that one. Sitting up proud. This bike was so seized, the brakes, same with the other one, that you couldn't even push it. So the night I was getting it there, we had to take them right off, pry them off. So all the brakes on the bike were seized. Okay. So make sure I don't knock that O-ring out. To torque these when it's back on the bike. I'm not sure what it is, probably around 40 pounds, but we'll check that when I get there. Okay, I think I'm gonna just clean it off and slap a coat of paint on it, and that should be ready to go. I'm on a roll here, so I may as well tackle one of these front ones. Okay, I don't want this thing flying off at me, so I need to stick something in there. And where did I just put my clamp? I just had the mother. I just had it. Right here. These things come out like a bullet, so you want to make sure you always got something to... Usually I stick a little block of wood in there, but this will work. Don't get your finger caught in there either. Take your finger off. This one's in there pretty good too. I just feel safer with my gloves on, especially with my luck lately. 2 cuts on my fingers in the last month that took 3 weeks to heal. Oh, there we go. Oh, that was in there good. Bigger piston, rusty. Yeah, it looks like it's going to clean up all right too. Sometimes we'll get a rust line on there. And a little bit of pitting in there, but this will polish up all right. Like, I'll actually polish that right up. And you can see this was full of water, and it's gone all murky. This isn't the right kit for this one. Maybe this was for the rear. Okay, I'm gonna clean this all up, get this one done. Just putting these back together. I got the piston back in here. I got everything cleaned up. The hardest part is getting this dust seal back in. I spent more time getting that dust seal back in than cleaning and rebuilding the whole thing. It's a pain. You can't put it on after. You have to put it on first and try to slide the piston through the center. It's just a pain. But while I'm here, I took out the sliders. I just cleaned this one off, and now I'm going to put a little bit of this is white grease, but synthetic grease on the sliders. They're in good shape, no rust, no pitting, no nothing. Beautiful shape. Okay. I'm gonna put a little dab on these sliders here. Just a little dab of that synthetic grease on there. Okay, just zip that together. I'll re-torque all those. When I go to install it, I'll torque everything. Okay. Push this up like that. Trying to think which way this goes here. Should be like that. Ready to go back on. Just going to mount this rear brake on here. I tried to fit that seal kit in there because it didn't fit the front, so I thought for sure it was for the back, but it didn't fit that either, so I don't know what that's for. Somebody got the wrong part. Came with the bike. Anyways, I'm going to clean, here's the 2 bolts for there, and the one for here. So let me clean these up a little bit. I use this wire wheel all the time, every day, every day. Need a new wire wheel on it though, it's getting pretty small. Put a little bit of clear coat on them, but I'll probably put a little bit of black paint on these after I get it together. Went for a motorcycle ride today on my son's Harley. 2015 Breakout. Not the most comfortable bike. Ride's nice though. These are big 14s. I'll put a little bit of grease on this one because it pivots. It does pivot a little bit when the swing arm goes up and down. I'll get the torque specs for all these in a minute. Retorque it all. This one here you don't torque up tight. You just snug it so it can pivot. You don't want that torqued up tight. That's why it's got a cotter key in it. Or a cotter key, what do you call a pin. Okay, let me get my socket. Looks like a 14. This one you just snug it. Just probably like that. Put a key in there. I'll get all the specs. You can get a pack of these cotter pins at Harbor Freight pretty cheap. I don't know what I paid for this years ago, 7, 8 bucks. Probably less than 10 bucks. Bend that over. Turn that up to the top so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. So these two caliper bolts are torqued at 18 to 22 foot-pounds. So I'm going to set it for 20. 21, 20. Torque for the hose to torque hose bolt, banjo bolt to 9.5 to 13 pounds. So I'll do 12. To go in, so I need a screwdriver. Okay. The two caliper bolts are bolted together. Are 22 to 23 foot-pounds, I believe. I think that's what they're calling it. They're calling caliper mounting bolts and caliper bolts, so 22, 23 foot-pounds. So. That's good. Now I'll pour some fluid in there. Bleed that. Let me get my stuff put away here. Okay. Top this up. Okay. Pump this a little bit here. I heard the pistons push the pucks on there, the pads. Lots of air in there. This is going to pump up pretty quick, I can tell. Might even be there already. I'm using my foot to pump it up. Crack it here, looking for air bubbles. If no more air bubbles come out, we're good to go. A little bit. Top this up before it gets too low. It's pretty solid there now. Yeah, no more bubbles. That's good. Oh, fuck. Make sure this is clean. Rear brakes are done. I'll just check it here in a second. I'll spray this down, the rotor down with some brake cleaner one more time. Okay, I'll just give it a try. Works good. Like I said, I'll just spray that down. It's done. We got the rear brakes are done, and just gotta rebuild one more of the front brakes, and they're ready to go. found an extra caliper. I got 3 of them here for the front. It was from that bike I sold. When I sold it, I couldn't find the other one for the guy. When I sold it, I didn't tell him it was there anyway, so. And good, there's no pitting on this one. This one that I rebuilt, there's pitting on it. So I'm probably gonna take that out, put this one in there, clean this up. Yeah, this one's got no pitting on it. That one's got a little bit of pitting on it. So, yeah, I'll clean this one up. This is in better shape. Yeah, there's a right and a left, so let me see. Yeah, good. That's the same one as this one here. Not sure if that's a left or right. Let's see how the piston is in this one here. Okay, let's see how this one is. I'm always worried one of these things are going to blow up one of these times. Yeah, this piston's in good shape too. That piston in there, well, if it may not even take it apart, just gonna put the other one in, but yeah, these ones are in much better shape. Really good shape. Okay. So I got enough to make 2 good front brakes. Basically the same as the back brake, so I'm gonna work away on these 2. Get them put on, get them bled, then all the brakes are done. Sunday afternoon, and I'm gonna do a renovation tomorrow at my sister's out of town, so probably there all week. So I don't want to get too worn out here. So that's it for today. But I might have this buttoned up tonight, we'll see. But I'm glad, yeah, we got 2 good pistons here. This one's good too. Yeah, there's no pitting in there. This is just a little bit of the build up on there. Yeah, good. We got 2 good pistons. These are 2 different sizes. Huh. 2 different sizes. I bet you this kit will work for this one, because it's a smaller O-ring. I'm gonna have to pop that one apart. Okay. Everything else is identical. Smaller piston. I wonder if this is a smaller piston in there. I don't think so. I think it's a bigger one. Oh well, screw around with that. That's it for today, guys. Good night.